first met with Mary E. in the summer of 2007. I had arranged with her husband of 15 years, Terence, to see her for an interview. Mary had initially agreed, since I was not a newsman, but rather an amateur writer gathering information for early college assignments, and, if all went according to plan, some pieces of fiction. We scheduled the interview of a particular weekend. I was in Chicago on unrelated business. But at the last moment, Mary changed her mind and locked herself in the couple's bedroom, refusing to meet with me. For half an hour, I sat with Terence as we camped outside the bedroom door. I listening and taking notes while he attempted fruitlessly to calm his wife. Things Mary said made little sense, but to fit into the pattern I was expecting, though I could not see her. I could tell from her voice that she was crying, and more often than not, her objections to speaking with me around an incoherent diatribe on her dreams, her nightmares. Terence apologized profusely, and we ceased the exercise, and I did my best to take it in stride. Recall that I wasn't a reporter in search of a story, but merely a curious young man in search of information. Besides, I thought at the time I could perhaps find another similar case if I put my mind and resources to it. Mary E. was the sign-up for a small Chicago-based bulletin board system in 1992, when she first encountered Smile.Jpg, and her life changed forever. She and Terence had been married for only 5 months. Mary was one of an estimated 400 people who saw the image when it was posted, a hyperlink on the PDF. Though she is the only one who has spoken openly about the experience, the rest have remained anonymous or are perhaps dead. In 2005, when I was only in 10th grade, Smile.Jpg was first brought to my attention by my big on interest and well-based phenomena. Mary was most often cited victim of what is sometimes referred to as Smile Dog. This being Smile.Jpg is reputed to display. What caught my interest, other than the obvious macro elements of cyber legend that product lead towards these things, was the sheer lack of information, usually to the point that people don't believe it even exists, or as a rumour or hoax. It's unique because, though the entire phenomenon sent as a picture file that is nowhere to be found on the internet, certainly many photo-manipulated simulacra litter the web, showing up most frequently on sites such as the image board, 4chan, particularly the X-focused paranormal stuff board. It is suspected that these are fakes because they do not have the effect the true Smile.Jpg is believed to have, namely sudden onset temporal lobes, epilepsy and acute anxiety. This is poor reaction in the viewer that is none of the reasons the phantom like Smile.Jpg is regarded with such disdain, since it is patently absurd. Though depending on whom you ask, the reluctance to acknowledge Smile.Jpg's existence may just be out of fear, as it is out of disbelief. Neither Smile.Jpg nor Smile Dog mentioned anywhere on Wikipedia, though the website features articles on such older, perhaps more scandalous short sites such as Ghost, Hello.Jpg, or Two Girls One Cup. Any attempt to create a page pertaining to Smile.Jpg is similarly deleted by any of the encyclopedia's many admins. Encounters of Smile.Jpg are the stuff of internet legend. Mary E's story is not unique. There are inverted rumours of Smile Dog showing up in the early days of Usenet, and even one persistent tale in 2002, a hacker flooded forums of humour and satire website with something awful deluge of Smile Dog pictures, rendering almost the forums used at the time epileptic. It is also said that to the mid-late 90s, Smile.Jpg circulated Usenet as an attachment of a chain email with the subject, Smile, God loves you. Yet, despite the exposure these stunts would generate, there are a few people who admit it, to having experienced any of them and having no trace or file of any length that has ever been discovered. Those who claim to have seen Smile.Jpg often weakly joke that they were too busy to save a copy of the picture to their hard drive. However, all alleged victims of the same description of the photo, a dog-like creature usually described as appearing similar to a Siberian husky, illuminated by the flash of the camera, sits in a dim room, the only background detail visible being a human hand extending from the darkness near the left side of the frame. The hand is empty, but usually described as a beckoning. Of course, most attention is given to the dog or dog creature, as some victims are more certain than others about what they claim to have seen. The muzzle of the beast is repeatedly split into a wide cream, revealing 2 rows of very white, very straight, very sharp and very human-looking teeth. This is, of course, not a description given immediately after the picture, but after they have waited a while after having epileptic fits. These fits are reported to continue intermittently, often in the victim's sleep, resulting in very vivid and disturbing nightmares. These may be treated with medication, though in some cases it's more effective than others. Mary E., I assumed, was not on the effective medication. That was why, after my visit to her apartment in 2007, I sent out feelers to several folklore and an urban legend-oriented news groups, websites and mailing lists, hoping to find the username of this victim of Smile.Jpg, who felt more interested in talking about experiences for a time. Nothing happened at length. I've completely forgot about my pursuits since I have begun my freshman year of college and was quite busy. Mary contacted me via email, however, nearing the beginning of March 2008. 2. MissCreepyPasta.com from Mary.net. Subject: Last summer's interview. Dear Miss C, I am incredibly sorry about my behaviour last summer when you came to interview me. I hope you understand that it was no fault of yours, but rather my own problems that led me to act out as I did. I realised that I could have handled the situation more decorously. However, I hope that you will forgive me. At the time, I was afraid. You see, for 15 years, I have been haunted by Smile.Jpg. Smile Dog comes to me in my sleep every night. I know this sounds silly, but it's true. There is an inexplicable quality about my dreams and nightmares that makes them completely unlike any real dreams I ever had. Do not move and do not speak. I simply look ahead. The only thing ahead of me is the scene from that horrible picture. I see the beckoning hand and I see the Smile Dog. It touched me. I thought for a long time about my options. I could show it to a stranger, a co-worker, I could even show it to Terence. As such, the idea disgusted me. And what would happen then? Well, if Smile.Dog has kept its word, I could sleep. Yet, if it lied, what would I do? And who was to say something worse would not come up for me if I did as the creature asked? So I did nothing for 15 years, though I kept the sight hidden amongst things. Every night for 15 years, Smile Dog has came to me in my sleep and demanded that I spread the word. For 15 years, I have stood strong. Though there have been hard times, many of my fellow victims on the BBS board, where I first encountered Smile.Jpg, stopped posting. I heard some of them committed suicide. Others remained completely silent, simply disappearing off the face of the web. They are the ones I worry about the most. I sincerely hope that you will forgive me, Dr. L. But last summer when you contacted me and my husband about an interview, I was near breaking point, and I did not care if Smile.Dog was lying or not. I wanted it to end. You're a stranger, someone I had no connection with, and I thought it would feel the sorrow when you took the diskette as part of your research and sealed your fate. Before you arrived, I realized what I was doing. I was plotting to ruin your life. I could not stand the thought, and in fact, I still cannot. I am ashamed, Miss C, and I hope that this warning will dissuade you from any further investigation of Smile.Jpg. You may in time encounter someone who is, if not weaker than I, then wholly more deprived, someone who will not hesitate to follow Smile.Dog's orders. Stop when you are still whole. Sincerely, Miss A. Terence contacted me later that month with news that his wife had killed herself while cleaning up the various things she'd left behind, closing the email accounts and the like. He happened upon the message. He was a man in shambles. He wept as he told me to listen to his wife's advice. He found the diskette he revealed and burned it until it was nothing but a stinking pile of blackened plastic. The part that most disturbed him, however, was the part that he'd found as it hissed, as it melted, like some sort of animal, he said. I will admit that I was a little uncertain about how to respond to this. At first I thought it was perhaps with a joke, but the couple beltedly playing with the situation in order to get a rise out of me. But a quick check of several Chicago newspapers' online obituaries, however, proved that Mary E. was indeed dead. There was, of course, no mention of suicide in the article. I decided that for at least a time I would not further pursue the subject of Smile.Jpg, especially since I had finals coming up at the end of May, but my world has odd ways of testing up. Almost a full year after I'd returned from the disastrous interview with Mary E., I received another email. To MissCreepyPasta@googlemail.com from ELZ82@google.com. Subject: Smile. Hello, I found your email address through a mailing list on your profile. Said you were interested in Smile.Dog. I have saw it, and it isn't as bad as everyone says it is. I have sent you it here. Just spreading the word. The final line chilled me to the bone. According to the email client, there was one file attachment called, naturally, Smile.Jpg. I considered downloading it for some time. It was most likely a fake, I imagined, and even if it weren't, I was never fully conscious of Smile.Dog's particular powers. Mary.E's account had shaken me, yes, but she was probably mentally unbalanced anyway, after all. How could a single image do what Smile.Jpg was said to accomplish? What sort of creature was it that could break someone's mind with the power of the eye? And if such things were patently absurd, then why did the legend exist at all? If I downloaded the image, if I looked at it, and Mary turned out to be correct, Smile.Dog came into my dreams demanding me to spread the word. What if I did? Would I live my life as Mary had, fighting against the urge to give in until I died? Or would I simply spread the word, eager to put it to rest? And if I choose the latter route, how could I do it? Whom I burden in turn? If I went through with my earlier intention to write a short article about Smile.Jpg, I decided I could attach it as evidence, and anyone who read the article, anyone who took interest would be affected, and even assuming the Smile.Jpg attached to the email was genuine, I would be captious to save myself from that manner.